So here we are back at the products interface, and what I want to show you in this video is I want to show you how to edit products and then also how to add some other features onto the product. Now let's say, for instance, let's take this decorative birdhouse right here. Let's say that this was offered in both blue and red, and I wanted to give the customer an option of choosing in both blue and red. So instead of that, let's first of all, this should have an SKU. I'll give it 1006 just for the sake of numbers. So here we are. You notice we got our regular price in there of $40. Okay, and I don't know if that's what this costs or not. I probably more than that. I don't know. I just put that in there as an example. And what I want to do is I want to give the customer a choice between choosing this in red or blue. So the first thing I need to do is I need to create an attribute for that product. But before I can create an attribute, I need to come down here and I need to define this as a variable product in the product type. Now you're going to notice a couple of things happen. One, the price we had in there before went away. So there we are. So we can actually remove that now because we're going to make this a variable product. Let's not leave that in there just for the sake of being clean and neat. Let's just go ahead and remove that. I don't think it would cause a problem later, shouldn't it? Should just be eliminated, but let's just make sure it doesn't. So so we've got that out of there. Now we've changed this to a variable product, and things have changed a little bit over here. And the first thing I want to show you is the attributes. So that button over here. So now, before we can add our variations, which are going to be the red and blue color, I've got to give this product the attributes of red and blue. So here I'm going to type in where it says custom product attribute. I'm just going to click add. I'm going to get this screen, and I'm going to put the attribute is the color. It's going to be visible on the product page, and it is going to be used for variations. Now, I'm going to enter in the colors. Blue, and then I'm going to use the pipe symbol, which is right above the enter key, right under your backspace. You need to hit shift, and then you hit that pipe command, which is just, as you see, it's just that line. Like I said, should be right below backspace, right above enter somewhere, and it's going to be the backslash. It's the symbol, that pipe symbol right above the backslash. So once again, you hit shift and then that backslash key, and that gives you the pipe symbol right there. And then you're going to type in red. We're not going to put any spaces in there, anything like that at all. Okay. So now we've added that attribute. Now before we can do anything, before we can add a variation, we need to come up here and update the product. Usually you'll be able to make all your changes at once, but when adding product variations, you have to do this. So now we come here, and now we see we've got our attribute of color. We see we could come in here, and we can see it's now visible on the product page, and these are our values right here. Now we can go to variations, and now we can add a variation. So first variation is going to be the color blue. And let's say I'm going to, just for sake of this, I'm going to say that let's say blue ones are $35, but red ones are $40. Okay, so the blue ones, I'm going to put that the price on these is $35, and in stock, I'm going to say we've got 20 in stock. Okay, the weight, I'm not going to enter in a weight right now, but you would want to enter in a weight and dimensions for shipping purposes. Okay. Then. Now I've defined that, I've got that, and we've chosen this as blue. Now I'm going to add another variation. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select red. And I'll type in our price now, which is $40 for the reds. So done that, and now you're going to see it's going to say default selections, and and here it says no default color. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it a default color of blue, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to do that on the main screen. So now that I've got those in there, I'm going to click update, and that's going to define this now. We've got a variable product, we've got product variations. We come back here, we can see our product variations set up. We've got a default selection for our product variation. Nice. Let's go see what that looks like now on the actual product. So now on the product, now it's asking me, now we have another selection of here, color. And we've already got this selected, and we've also got this clear selection button down there. We'll be doing some styling on these. These will look nicer by the time we're done. This page isn't quite complete yet. But you'll see all the functionality is here. Okay, and so it also gives me the price right here, and there are 20 in stock. Now, if I were to change this to red, notice now my price changes. It says from $35 because it starts at $35, but the red ones cost $40 and the blue ones cost $35. Notice I didn't put any stock on red. It'll still allow this to be sold, by the way, just to let you know, unless you specify in the system that you don't want it to do that. It will still allow this to be sold. It just assumes that you're going to, fulfill it at a later date. We can actually set the system not to do that if you want to. But anyway, you'll notice if I come down here and I click choose an option, or if I already had an option chosen and I click clear selection, notice that if I don't choose an option, I don't have the add to cart button down here. This can confuse customers. That's why in the edit product screen, in the variations, we select a default selection right here. We don't use this to add a variation. We don't do that at all. We just denote what the default selection is. When we click add variation, that adds a new variation and we get to select what variation we want. But here, if we don't select this, if we were to select no default color at all, then we're going to come back here. Now, let's refresh this page. You're going to see that we don't automatically have our add to cart button on there. We have to, the client needs to, the customer's going to have to choose an option before he sees that add to cart button. We don't, once again, that can confuse customers. We've come into the situation where that has confused customers in the system. So we highly advise against that. We always advise against setting, even if it's just a color, setting a default color. So that way, the customer, when they're here and when they're on your page, they will see this add to cart button. Hold on here. Oh, it's not. Sorry, it is not. Default selection is blue. Let's update that again. In fact, let's go ahead and go to the home and come down to decorative birdhouse. And now, there we are. Now you'll see we have our color blue automatically selected, and because we have that, we automatically have the add to cart button down here. Now the customer is going to see color blue. Okay, no, I don't want blue. I want red. Okay, and they're going to be able to make that selection. But without that, like I said, without the add to cart button, customers often find it very confusing. So that is how you add a variable product in the system and how you add product variations. And like I said, this screen that we're looking at here with the short description, the long description, the product area for product tags and product categories, these are all just the same as it was when we added a new product. Just here what we've covered is we've gone over adding product variations, and this is very important because quite often if you were going to be selling t-shirts, you would be selling them possibly in different sizes, and you could possibly be selling them in different colors and sizes, so you'd have actually quite a few variations, and you'd have what is known as linked variations. But anyway, that's how you edit and add variable products in the WooCommerce system. And in the next video, we're going to go over categories and product tags.